I don't want to play his voice. I can't do it. And you're welcome. The owners, the general managers, they are kind of called upon to be championship magicians. It's kind of what they're asked to do. It's hard to do to put together that magic for the championship run. But behind every great magician, obviously, is the magic wand. I'm sorry. I lose $1. I told Coke and Sarah I would get through this without laughing, delivering it in a fairly serious way because he does. He thinks that owners and GMs listen to the way he talks and actually give a flying rat's pituitary gland. We don't, ever. It's never been dispositive when he comes up with these, Blake Snell. The Snelling salts have created a lot of whiffs. Get it? Strikeouts. The market has definitely awakened, like a smelling salt, to Blake Snell. Okay. In 2023, just last year, I'm going to get back to Soto Coco, but I can't resist all this. Last year, remember what we said, Scott Boras said at the GM meetings? When Blake Snell was the biggest pitcher on the free agent market, other than Yamamoto? Ready? In the pitching Autobahn, it's pretty much mock Snell. Well, that didn't quite work. So now we're up to Snelling salts. I think he must keep a binder of all of the illiterate alliterations that he has for his players. And that's not even what gets to me. What gets to me is when he tries to tell us the value of teams, what we need. And he doesn't just do this publicly. When you're negotiating with Scott Boras and you put him on speakerphone and go to the other room and take a nap or go get food or go out to lunch, frankly, whatever it is you want to do, and wants to go through the book that he prepares for his players, which puts the I in eyewash. Thank you, Scott. We definitely need a 4-inch binder on your player. We have no idea who he is or what he does. So if you wouldn't mind, put together as much as you can to inform me about the most well-known players in the game. But I appreciate the fact that you do it, and we know you do it for the players because they feel good about it, like you're doing something for your 5%. The biggest question that Boras is dealing with is deferrals. The Washington Nationals deal in deferrals. The Los Angeles Dodgers deal in deferrals. There's a rule in the collective bargaining agreement that you have to fund your deferrals, which sort of defeats the purpose of deferring. Like if you're the Dodgers and you're deferring 68 out of 70, you're supposed to fund that 68 million in a separate account. Baseball does not, and the union does not enforce that rule at all. They'll tell you they do, but they're not being honest with you. All you have to do is show that you have money somewhere, and you can have it segregated for 1 second for everyone to take a look, and then you can pull it back out again and use it to do whatever you want. You can borrow the money for 2 days. Teams have lines of credit that you can, like you do, like some people do, a home line of credit or a business line of credit. You can draw it down, show that you have the money, and then pay it back, and then use the credit to run your other businesses. It's a total sham. And the reason why it's a sham is that the union wants you to offer deferrals because they think it gets the money up. And baseball, the owners like doing it because either you have Madoff behind you or you kick off until tomorrow, which you don't want to worry about today. The first experience I had with deferrals was Graham Lloyd, who signed a 3-year, $9 million deal in 2000, and we deferred just a couple mil. And I will never forget the feeling looking at our payroll and having to pay a player who wasn't playing. It's terrible. And the reason why Juan Soto is dealing with the deferral question is that the offer that he turned down from the Nationals had a lot of deferrals in it. Remember that $440 million deal all those years ago before he got traded to the Padres, which was before he got traded to the Yankees? And the reason why he's focused on deferrals is that he's focused on setting the record with Juan Soto. So he was asked about it, and he said, I don't think the tax considerations are the focal point when you're talking about a business opportunity where you can make literally billions of dollars by acquiring somebody like Soto. Let me stop you all right there. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Here is the hard, horrible truth. Shohei Ohtani does not increase the value of the Dodgers by billions of dollars. He increases your annual revenue because you get sponsorship revenue. You've read all about all the Japanese companies who are sponsoring. You're selling out games. You're increasing your ticket prices. But guess what? The incremental increases that you get do not add up to his annual salary. Therefore, as a team, it is a lost proposition to pay somebody $70 million, even $2 million now and 68 deferred. The Dodgers' revenue did not go up by $70 million. Point number two, teams don't trade on multiples of revenue. It is not an industry, thank you, Coca. It is not an industry where you can tie a multiple to it and come to an acquisition price. I can give you a specific example because we sold the team. I sold the team for the owner of the team for $1.2 billion. We had a player named Giancarlo Stanton coming off an MVP year. Don't think about the Stanton now that you think can't run and can't perform in the regular season or can't stay healthy, because obviously I don't agree with any of that because I'm personally invested in Giancarlo. You know that. But go back to 2017. MVP of the National League. I can't remember his numbers, but they were obscene. I think he had 59 home runs. Maybe it was 57 or 59. He drove in over 120, I think. He hit for average. He hit for power. He was playing the outfield every day. Anyway, so we're negotiating with buyers of the team. And they were looking at the team. And what they were saying is, hey, by the way, we're trading Stanton because we have to bring the payroll down. And I said, but Scott said that having a generational talent like this increases the value of the team by billions of dollars. And you may say that Soto is way better than Stanton. Soto is 26 years old. You're bringing him in. Ohtani, 30 years old. You're bringing him in. The math doesn't ever indicate that. And the reason that Scott does it is that he sits an owner down and says, look at what will happen if you bring in Juan Soto. The Padres brought him in, and all of a sudden they were selling out season tickets. And then what the owner says to Boras is, the Padres are in financial ruins. They're like on probation with Major League Baseball. They lose so much money. The PR of having a season ticket holder waiting list, it's eyewash. The reason why he'll continue to do this to you is that he only needs one owner to say, oh, I get what you're saying. And he's got a win. It's not going to happen.